Shalom, beloved, and hopefully everyone is doing wonderful today. You know, often when the subject of slavery come up, we have people say things like, well, I had nothing to do with slavery, or I didn't own any slaves, or black people sold black people into slavery as well. And what these individuals don't realize is, first and foremost, is that black is a social construct. And Africa has over 50 nations in it. And in these nations, there are many tribes and there are many dialects. And often these people will go to war. And in these conflicts, they would take some of the prisoners of war and they would use them for slaves. And there's also another form of slavery that was in Africa. It's called indentured servants. Now, we know what an indentured servant, you can pay off your debt. But again, dealing with the prisoners of war, these people can also get their freedom. And in many cases, they can work their way up to, prominent people within said community. But what we're talking about that chattel slavery, right? That free labor. And also enslaving people based off race or skin color. That was brought in by Europeans. Now, we know Europe has a history of enslaving each other as well. But we don't say that white people enslaved white people went to war with white people. We would say that France was invaded by Germany, or England invaded Scotland, or in modern days, Russia invaded Ukraine. Again, we don't say that white people killed white people, or white people murdered white people. We don't say stuff like that. We usually look at the nations that were involved in said conflict. But a lot of times these people don't realize when they're saying these things, again, it really shows who they are. Again, getting back to the point about, them not owning any slaves or having anything to do with slavery. Again, we're not talking about you individually. We're talking about a system. A system that was, again, built off free labor and enslaving people against their own will perpetually. And also passing laws and legislations against said people to keep them from achieving not only their freedom, but passing along generational wealth. So when these individuals say the stuff that they're saying, they don't realize that we look at them and we're saying, oh, you don't want to be held accountable, or you don't want the system to be held accountable, because what you're really trying to do is you're trying to protect a system of white supremacy. Again, very telling. Now, this is what I see. You may not see that.